The dead has arisen, the kidnap has been found, and one girl is starting to look like her old self. We got a full recap of Days of Our Lives coming up next.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Why, happy Sunday, all of you Days of Our Lives fans. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days, where we give you a full recap of NBC's Emmy Award-winning #1 hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. I'm your host, Tony Moore, and I'm only joined by one gaggle of gal.
Michael Mattis. The scruffy Michael Mattis today.
You have a 5 o'clock shadow.
I have a freaking 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock shadow. I was very lazy this weekend.
It's fine.
So
you should.
I have to be clean shaven for work Monday through Friday, so
a little scruff, you know, makes you feel mad.
I'm a little late to the no shave November, but whatever.
It's okay.
Whatever.
Because it's now December.
Yeah,
so you're real late. Shout out to Mark J. Freeman, who is out doing his lady
Hi,
things.
Mark. Wherever
Tammy,
you may be.
All right. Well, she's probably like working.
Tammy, we don't need to say hi to Tammy.
Well,
she's enjoying herself.
Tammy is luxuriating in Palm of the Springs. And then shout out, of course, to our all-time favorite, James Lott Jr., who is traveling the globe like Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, or Pittsburgh. Where's James Lott Jr.? Pittsburgh.
But, you know, but that had such an international feel to it.
It does?
When I said he was Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, well, yeah.
See, you don't listen to me. Why am I should just do this by myself. If you're that's so shady. Shady Sundays. If you are joining us live in the chat, thank you so much. Make sure you share this link with all of your fellow Days of Our Lives fans. Join them in on the chat, and you guys can chit-chat among yourselves and with us about this week of Days of Our Lives. Also, don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms. We are DISHIN Days on Instagram and Facebook, and _DISHIN Days on Twitter. The @ is implied. And in case I haven't given you enough instructions, go to iTunes and rate us 5 stars, and also leave a comment. You never know, your comment could land you in our Fan of the Week category.
Yes,
and if you are a huge it's like the announcements just keep coming in the beginning. If you are a huge fan of soaps, make sure you check out GH Report and also Restless Rap to get your fix on General Hospital and Young and the Restless. And I think that is all the announcements from the pulpit. Michael Mattis, I haven't seen you in like
it's been
full-on week.
I know. We saw each other at the Hollywood
Christmas Parade,
yes.
which Deidre Hall and Teo Pinglis and Lauren Koslow all looked great.
They all looked wonderful.
You grabbed some great photos.
I
as
did.
Always.
I got on the carpet.
Yeah, look at you. You so fancy. I was just standing in front of a Starbucks with hot chocolate waving. Which Deidre Hall looked right at me, and I waved, but I wasn't sure if she saw me or not. So it's fine.
You never know. Maybe she saw you and was like, "Oh, hey,
right."
I know
and
him.
Your Thanksgiving was great.
Yes, I had a lovely Thanksgiving. Ate a lot. You want to know what my big Black Friday purchase to myself was?
Oh, you said black, and I was like, "Well, I got to be black," but you talking about Friday. Go ahead.
Dang. Okay, my Black Friday 4 new tires for my car.
Well, at least you got them on sale.
Yes, I did.
I got a sound bar for Black Friday. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, speaking of, not of Black Friday, but can I tell you this very vivid dream I had last night? It was very vivid, like super vivid.
Sure.
So I had a dream that I got cast on Days of Our Lives, and that my role, his name was Terrence.
Okay.
And I was picking up my script, and I was literally like crying because I was like,
it finally happened.
I was like, oh my gosh, my dream is coming true. It finally happened. Like, no lie, I thought it was so real that when I woke up, I thought it was still real. And then I realized I woke up and I was like, oh man, it was so disappointing to realize it was just one of those really vivid dreams. Oh. But maybe now Maxine's son has a name. His name is Terrence since I dreamt it up.
Yes.
There you go.
You've put it out there.
I've been putting it out there for like years.
But
so
now
like,
it's in.
Let's hope someone catches it.
Yes. Sir.
All right. Enough all that jibber jabber. Let's get into a little bit of last week and this week of Days of Our Lives. It's now time to start
DISHIN Days. I'm gonna put Kate Manzi. She's right.
There we go.
Right there, front and center.
All right, so you guys wanted us to chit-chat first about a little bit of last week since we weren't here. So we're going to give you a quick rundown from last week. First of all, Abigail attacked Gabby. Full right.
Because Gabby revealed all of her shenanigans.
Yeah.
So
but I just, I'm so torn because I'm like, yes, Gabby, you better have a plan. And but then I'm like, how dare you make Abigail look crazy?
Right. Yeah.
and no one can find the wig. And the wig, I'm like, who just doesn't look on the ground for the wig?
Like,
it's just
right
on the other
there.
side of the bed.
But it's Salem. They're
Well, but that was
made for a good story.
what I do like is that they allowed Marcy Miller to go out with a bang.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So it's like great. I love that. Kudos to Marcy Miller for all of the work that she has done as Abigail Devereaux, and super sad to see her go. But what a great last scene that was.
That was intense, crazy. And then we had another exit. Another sad exit.
I know.
Paul decided to go.
Oh, can we talk about this? Can we talk about
it? You already
Did I talk about it? Well, no, I posted it, but I'm going to talk about it here. Okay, so if you guys watch our last DISHIN Days, right? Y'all know I'm always trying to incorporate Maxine's son. Okay, now, boom. The week of Thanksgiving, Tuesday's episode, I'm sitting there watching it, minding my own business, when all of a sudden... insert Paul's physical therapist who's come to pick him up to take him to San Francisco. And what was the prediction that Maxine's son could come as? The physical therapist for Paul. And so I'm sitting here stunned. And mind you, the physical therapist is black. And I'm like, hello, I could have totally played that. And then guess what? To add insult to injury, he was also gay.
I cracked up. I couldn't believe it. I died.
I was like, that could have been me.
I was like, Tony's gonna flip when he sees this, and you did.
Oh, I did. I flipped and I put it all on my Insta story. Oh, which I'm so sad that I forgot to save. But it was all on my Insta story. Christopher Sean saw it and found it hilarious. So did Eric Martzoff. And I was just like in disbelief. Like I didn't even finish the episode.
You couldn't.
Like I stopped. Like I didn't watch it until 2 days later. So. Whatever. All right.
So
but
Paul's gone.
Paul left.
Hot therapist.
But then also Valerie left.
Valerie is leaving. Yeah, she got a job in D.C. and Abe was being kind of a dick about it.
I mean, yes, it was a little selfish.
A little selfish. I could see his side because he doesn't want her to leave.
Right. But I could also see her side when she's like, this is what I've always wanted, and this is now my opportunity. And yes, we can do long distance until we can figure it out. Yeah. But Abe was just like, I'm not having that. Yeah. And I was like,
I feel like they should do, like, with their story, like, they aren't front burner, so they could easily do, like, they could write long distance for them and still have Valerie on the show. Because I like Valerie. I like Vanessa Williams. And, I feel that she adds something to the show, and I'll be disappointed if she actually does leave and Valerie is no longer part of it. But, from what it looks like Sheila maybe, they're setting something up for Sheila, I think.
Yeah, which is...
I'm not sure with who, with...
Eli
or Abe.
But I do like Sheila's relationship with Eli and Abe.
Me too.
It's a very interesting dynamic. She's just like this down to earth like chick.
I like how she's trying to be a good assistant to Abe, and then she goes and throws up on his shoe.
Well, speaking of her jobs, Thanksgiving dinner at Doug's place, where Julie basically treated Sheila like the hell.
I was like, Julie, no.
And I was like, where was that phone call where like Eli was like, hey, grandma, like, sorry, like Sheila decided not to accept the position. Sheila shows up with her sweet potato pie, like, hey, where do I put this? And she's like, oh, good, you're here. I need the toilet scrub.
Go into the men's room and give it a good scrubbing. I was like, Julie, no.
Julie. Foot in the mouth.
She profusely apologized, but
she did.
Julie,
but it was still kind of like, it was a tea-sipping moment. I was like, Julie? Oh, and my Brady's Pub mug.
We all got them, and mine is in the car.
Well, that's next time.
So then we had the old curmudgeon just being an a-hole to everybody.
Victor was being Victor.
Victor, they used to write Victor where he was kind of, a grouchy old man, but still lovable. And lately, the things they've been having him say are just downright cruel and mean. And it's not that, like, before it was like, oh, Victor, hot. Now it's just like, dang, he's mean.
Yeah.
So I think they need to adjust the writing for him a little bit and make it a little bit funnier and less just like downright mean. Just my opinion.
Robin Mahoney, going back to Abe and Sheila, has already shipped them and said shabe.
Shabe?
She said shipping it now, shabe. Laugh out loud.
All right, I like that.
Scott Holston says Julie is a savage. Let's see. Me World 2 says Victor will always be Victor until he starts choking or getting a heart attack. Then he mellows.
I know, that was so weird. They had him choke, like, he's choking. I was like, he wasn't even eating. What's he choking on?
Air. His own words. his shade. The list goes on and on.
Choking on his own shade. That's
Choking
awesome.
on his own
That's
shade.
great. All right, but then he softened and invited everyone back and la 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 la.
Yeah.
And then we have Sarah and Eric, and she's just like, you should be Holly's guardian.
Yes.
It's like, okay.
Which, when he broke it down, it kind of made sense.
A little.
Because, you know, he broke it down to where he talked about, which I love. Thank you. Oh my God, Days writers, thank you for always incorporating the history. Because he was like, well, Brandon is in Africa.
Oh, they mentioned Brandon, yeah.
Taylor, her sister, whom we all forgot, is somewhere.
I still think of
well.
Taylor as the very first Taylor who was like going to Bible study and stuff. Remember way back when they first introduced Taylor and it was that young girl? I forget that they had like a grown-up Taylor too.
They did.
Yeah.
Wait, you're not thinking of Mia, are you?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm thinking way back when Jensen Ackles played Eric. They brought in Taylor and she was a young teenager.
Yes.
And I forget
that was so long ago.
That's the one I remember. I forget that they had an adult Taylor.
Yeah.
And who was actually went after EJ or I was kind of in and out on the show with that.
James R. Jr., where are you?
Yeah, he'll know.
James R. Jr. in the chat because I see you up in there. Let the folks know about Taylor and Brandon. Okay, so and then he mentioned Taylor, which you know they're both out of the country. And then he mentioned Maggie and was like, well, you know, she's in the time of her life where, you know, she can't be running behind a toddler.
Right.
And Nicole basically wanted him to raise Holly. So I'm like, seems
Done
right
and
to
done.
me. Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be that easy. We know.
No, it's never that easy. Do we like Sarah and Eric?
I do so far.
But slow it down, Days. Don't ship them.
I mean,
yet.
they're doing it a little quick, and they need to put the brakes on a little bit.
I think it's more so.
I do like them, and I think like the way he handled Sarah when she was drunk. We talked about that the other week, but I do think they have a good rapport, and I think she makes him interesting. I don't mean that as shade either.
Natalia Livingston from General Hospital played adult.
Oh, okay.
Taylor. Yeah.
Okay, good. But yes, I ship Eric and Sarah. Sarek.
Era. Someone said Era. Okay.
I like Sarek.
Odessa. She was the second Taylor. Oh.
So there were two adult Sarah.
No. Scott
Taylors.
Holston was talking to Odessa, who mentioned Natalia was the one that played grown-up Taylor.
Okay.
I like them.
Yeah.
Just slow it down.
Yeah.
And then that was Thanksgiving week because it was only 3 episodes.
Yeah. Good enough.
So it was great. Okay, now moving on to
this week. Okay,
all right.
so
Will, Sonny, Leo.
They just can't be happy, can they? Which is all right, I guess.
How do you feel about Leo?
I like him. I mean,
you said that with a question mark.
I like him because he adds a dynamic to that. Like Will and Sonny by themselves are going to be kind of bland and boring. At least they brought in Leo to kind of give a little personality to the storyline. I'm not sure. Like it was off the canvas for so long that I completely forgot like who knew what and who had dealings with that. Like, and then Kate was involved, and then Ted's coming back, and all of this stuff. So I need to be refreshed about what happened.
Do you want to refresh everyone?
No, because I don't think I can.
Okay, let's see if I can do it.
To me, but
originally, how this started, how Leo came to the canvas was Sonny found Leo on the dating app with Hot Bartender. They should bring back Hot
Man
Bartender.
Bun. Oh my, no.
Yes.
If he cut off his man bun, fine, but keep the man bun.
They should bring him back. Okay, so Leo came into the picture to woo Sonny under the guidance of Vivian.
Which I forgot.
Yes.
Until I saw the picture in one of the scenes with Stefan.
Yes.
Because they saw that picture. I was like, oh, wait. Yeah. Okay.
And then when Vivian was killed by Kate, murdered, gunned down by Kate, Kate caught wind of what Leo was doing and then took control of the situation, and she was the one that egged him on to do the whole sexual harassment thing in hopes of taking down Titan.
Yep. What was her, why? I can't remember why, though. Like, why did Kate want to take Titan down?
She was fired from Titan.
Was it because something to do with Victor? See, this storyline's been off too long. I should have like gone and rewatched it.
It's something about that. Anyway, she wanted to get revenge.
Okay.
And then that ran awry because Leo then was apparently murdered by Sonny, which we all were like,
well,
are y'all sure?
No, because I think Kate tried to call it off, right? And then out of desperation, Leo went to Sonny and was like, you need to marry me so he could get Sonny's money.
Right. Because then he wasn't going to get the big payout.
Right.
And then ended up murdered, and now he's back.
Now he's back.
Okay, I think we ran.
Ted
that
knew.
should be a round of applause.
I know,
for, like,
right?
Doing that. Oh my gosh.
And then Ted knew about it and blackmailed them, and that part of it I remembered. So. But yeah, I like. There's something about, and maybe it's the actor. Maybe it's Greg. Greg has a charisma about him, like. When he there was a moment where he put his hand on Freddie on Sonny, and I kind of went ooh, like if he had done that to me, I just would have been like, all right, let's go upstairs. He's got an attractive charisma about him.
My ooh moment was when Sonny jacked him up against the mirror after he was trying to get another mimosa, and his face was not shooketh at all.
No,
he was just like.
And then he kept saying, he was like, whatever, he's been strangled before.
Right. Oh, the shade. That
he was being shady. Maybe that's what I liked about it.
Another cackle that I had was when they were like, how are you alive? Well, this woman found me in a trunk with glasses and was just and then this doctor injected this needle in me. And I was sitting there thinking oh my God, somebody else with this needle. But then I was like, oh, that was a way to let us know that you've been keeping up with everything. So kudos to that. That was good.
Keeping up with the Kyriakises.
But the fact that he just made himself at home at the Kyriakis mansion and was eating pie and having mimosas, took a bottle of champagne upstairs, came back, it was completely empty, done made himself at home, found him a spare room and everything. I'm like, okay, wait, girl, you're doing too much. Too much.
Then he reveals to Sonny and Will that Kate masterminded the whole thing.
Yes.
And they didn't believe him.
No, which I think is about to go down.
Yeah, it's about to go down.
I like the whole insert of Leo to kind of shake them up again.
Yeah.
I'm just curious to now know where it's going. Because already, just a small part of me is just kind of like, ugh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What would be your ideal?
I don't know. I like that they brought Leo back and that he's not dead. I just don't want this to be a continuous thing. Like
he leaves and comes back?
No, as far as the whole sexual harassment thing was okay, girl, we're dragging.
You want
this
that
out.
part of it to be over?
Yeah, and now it's once again, it's now we're come back and now he's blackmailing and being the whole sexual harassment thing and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, we need to find a new angle. I like that he's back, but well,
I think they're bringing it back to put it to bed. You know what I mean?
I hope so.
I think that they didn't want to leave it. They used Paul leaving as an opportunity to bring it back and then put it to bed. So I think that's what this is eventually going to lead to, that part of the story, that Leo's part, as much as I love Greg Rickart and I would love him to stay on the show, and maybe he can stay on the show, maybe they can just put this storyline to bed and have him do something else.
I don't mind having another gay swirling around if it's not Maxine's son. But do you think he should marry Sonny?
No.
I just don't think it would make sense.
No, I think it's you know what? My reaction to you just saying that was the same.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Because
want that to happen.
it wouldn't make sense at all. Everyone knows that Sonny and Will love each other and want to be with each other.
Yeah.
And then for Sonny to be like, oh, I'm marrying Leo, the guy who was
they would know it was just that Sonny Leo would he was doing it for blackmail.
Yeah, that something's really wrong about that. I don't know.
Daquan says Greg is on contract, Michael. Okay.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Kirsten Marie, I definitely agree, Tony. Thank you. Oh, Jenna Teresa, what happened to the bellboy? Exactly.
Good question. He's in a new movie playing a homosexual.
Yes, his name was Spencer, but he played Derek.
Yes, the bellboy Derek.
Yes, I liked him because he was a tea collector and a tea spiller. I could have been friends with him. Yes.
Okay.
Yep, I liked him.
All right.
Let's see what else is happening.
That'll lead us into Ted, because Ted came back at the same time too, and Hope. What? Not happy? Not a fan? Not anything? We'll let him.
I just don't know. I like the surprise that it was him.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it was him. Now I'm just like, where's this story going?
I think this is just my knowing, how the show goes. He came to Hope first, and Hope is helping him stay
hidden.
So I'm thinking
who, by the way, she is sloppy. If you're trying to keep a secret, why are you dropping your little ferry ticket? I'm like, you are Salem PD commissioner. Like, I'm a better spy than anybody.
Yeah.
Okay, now what were you saying?
I was saying I think they brought Ted back as a roadblock for Rafe and Hope. I think they're gonna explore something with Hope and Ted.
Got it.
I don't know what, but I think that's where they're leading. I feel like all of these new storylines are starting to form. And I think that's where they're leading.
Going back to Leo, Chelsea Brown says, I like Leo. He seems pretty interesting. He is pure evil, but he wasn't really a villain. He has charisma. And then tried to ship, how about Paul and Leo? That could be a couple later on. That's my opinion. John Del Rey says, sorry, Ted and Hope look better together than Hope and Rafe.
I mean,
it was that dinner scene. First of all, a man that can cook.
I got one.
Well, congratulations to you.
Just saying.
I'm asking Santa for one. Because it's just me, myself, and I. Well, I've been asking since I was 16. He brought me one yet.
Well, you know.
Anyway.
So someone in the chat room said that Ted being afraid of Stefan is laughable. And it's kind of laughable because last time, at least maybe it was an act, but Ted acted all like big and tough, blackmailing everybody. And now he comes back like some scared little mouse, like, Stefan's going to get me. That was a little weird to me, a little odd to me, but I don't know. I think I'm just gonna have to have open arms with it because I like. How do you pronounce his name? Gilles.
Sure.
Gilles. He's grown on me, and I like him now.
Yeah.
I like Ted.
A lot of people in the chat room are all for Ted and Hope.
What would their ship name be? Ted and Hope. Taupe. I don't like that. Head.
Hot. Wait.
No.
No, not. Oh, no. I don't know how they can ship that.
Yeah.
Daquan says, Kyler doesn't cook Tony. Y'all still trying to ship me with Kyler. That ship has sailed.
Aww.
Although it never docked. I mean, I'm just saying. But,
okay.
All right. So then we have what everyone has been waiting for. Sierra, Ben, Tripp, and Claire.
Sammy 2.0.
I really
saw it this week.
She's such a little
Sammy
schemer.
2.0, and the way she like spins it when Ben was gonna blab, the way she spinned it to convince him not to.
Yeah,
I was like, that's total Sammy. Like,
and being obsessive over a guy is totally Sammy.
Yeah,
like she's definitely giving Sammy vibes. I'm gonna put this out there because I feel strongly about this. I do not want Ben to have started that fire.
And I'm going to put it out there that I think he did start the fire.
Because when they were standing outside of the pub and she said, look me in the eye and say you didn't, and he didn't say, I was just like, Ben, if you end up starting that fire, yeah.
I'm gonna say like
unless it was an accident, I'll accept if it was an accident. Like he was like maybe he still wasn't in his right frame of mind, and like a fire started and he wasn't aware. Like he wasn't.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think he intentionally started it. I think he. Just my opinion. That being said, I still ship Sin. I think he was because he was off his meds and he was temporarily insane, and he repeated the pattern and lit the match and started the fire.
Now, before the episode...
That's going to be the next hurdle, the next drama that Sierra and Ben... Sierra and Ben, here's my prediction. Or should I write it? No, I'm just going to say it. Sierra and Ben, they're already starting to get together. I think they're going to start a relationship, and then it'll eventually come out that Ben started the fire. I don't know how. It'll come out that Ben started the fire. That'll be the next... And then Ben's going to have to prove to Sierra... Well, he's probably going to get arrested. I'm not going to go further than that. I'm just going to say that he started the fire. It's going to come out.
I just don't want that to happen.
I don't necessarily want it to happen, but I think that's what's going to happen. Maddie Russo, things just don't catch fire by themselves.
I still think it was the hot plate that he probably left on from cooking. I still think it's that.
It could be.
I'm still going with that.
That's boring though.
But I still can't believe we're talking about this fire.
That would be a boring end to. See, that's what I'm saying. That would be a boring. It's being like, oh, hot plate accident, done. But that would be like so like snooze fest. Like there needs to be some drama.
But honestly, I am so over like the whole fire thing and Hope trying to find something to pin Ben on so that he can get away from Sierra. And now, what pushed her into like helping out Ted was Rafe calling and being like, "Oh, I just saw Sierra and Ben kissing."
Yeah, and Hope's going back to being kind of a dirtyish cop. I mean, maybe she never went back, but the fact that she gave Ted that satellite phone from the early '90s,
that big Zach Morris phone. I was like, "Who is he trying to call? NASA?"
And then when he was on the.
My God.
No, but then she was talking about, she was like, well, maybe someone could, maybe the police could tap your phone for a number of reasons and then discover the confession. I'm like, all right, she's trying to put him away. And I still understand why she's doing it. She's Mama Bear Hope. I get it. But to your point, I'm getting a little like, okay, it's getting a little tiresome.
Yeah. It's like, figure it out, Hope. Like, let's go. All right, let's talk about the kiss.
The kiss was great.
The way that Rob Wilson gave that last oomph with that lip, I was like, nah, that's a good kiss. I would have dropped my helmet too.
You would have dropped more than your helmet.
I don't know if anyone else. Am I the only one that noticed the kiss, but then that extra like, oomph?
That's a good kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Rob.
I didn't notice it, but you're right. That's a good kiss.
Oh, did anyone? If anyone else please someone else noticed it, because then that means I was paying attention to the kiss.
I had a point to make about Tripp. Now I can't remember it. Oh, and the whole the Sierra Tripp breakup. I feel like Tripp, like the instinct is to give Tripp the bad rap because he planted the can. But Sierra is kind of also not in the right here because she knew she had feelings for Ben.
Yeah.
And so I feel like Tripp is getting a lot of the heat from fans and whatnot, but Sierra's not completely blameless in that.
Laura says the phone plan doesn't make any sense because either way, Ben is talking to his lawyer, and the confidentiality thing still holds up.
And they mentioned that right before that, so that's another thing I didn't get. But again, I was like, okay.
Robin Mahoney said Ben is an amazing kisser.
I bet.
Oh, thank you, Melanie Pruitt. Melanie said Tony, literally everyone noticed. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Pause for the cause. Shout out to 204 people watching us live right now.
Oh, hey.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
We really appreciate that. Y'all make sure you comment down below on this video. Like, give us your thoughts about the week. Give you your thoughts about us. Like, everything. Share this video. Like, let's keep this Days of Our Lives train going.
Retweet it. Put it on social media everywhere.
Yeah.
So now Ben. Okay, so Ben went to Stefan for a job and got hired as
his head of security.
Head of security because the old head of security got fired.
Right.
Do you think that Ben is joining the dark side, or do you think he's trying to it's a keep your friends close and your enemies closer kind of thing? Like, is he really going to be a lot aligned with the Demiras, or do you think he's going to try to help not destroy them from the inside, but keep an eye on them from the inside? Like, that's where and they haven't made it apparent on the show yet that what he's doing is like, okay, is he really joining the Demira side, or is he, is he doing it for an altruistic reason?
I was kind of like, It made sense because that's the only place that he could get a job, apparently.
And he got room and board included. Well, not included, but got a place to stay.
I also was thinking it's somehow to help someone, because he had just had a conversation with Chad about how to get into Bayview.
Right.
So then when he went to Stefan, I was just kind of like, well, maybe this is his way to kind of keep an eye or be more involved.
He's still helping the Chad Abigail. Is that where you're going?
Yes.
Okay.
But also notice that everyone is now talking about taking down Stefan. And I feel like now Ben has kind of put himself in this great position to help with that, because now he's going to be on the inside.
Yeah. So he's not really joining the Demira side, even though you could have taken it that way, that he was joining the Demira side, because something Chad said kind of could have ticked him off. Like Chad and Ben had that conversation in the square, and I can't remember what Chad said to Ben.
Mm-hmm.
It was something, and then it looked like it made Ben mad, and that's when he went to Stefan's house.
Right.
So I was like, okay, this could go either way. He could be doing this as a revenge thing, or he could be like bad. Ben could still be bad. He's just keeping it under wraps, or he's good Ben, and he's, like you said, trying to help them from the inside. So I'm curious to see where this goes.
A lot of people are thinking that he's going to end up helping.
Okay.
Especially to make amends with Chad and Abigail.
Okay.
Oh, well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what that.
We'll see.
That's all we can do.
We'll see what happens. All right. Time for a little business.
All right.
Michael Mattis, take it away.
It's that time, After Buzzers. Here at the network, we produce after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, everything. There is no network that works harder to serve you, the television fans, but now we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. Subscribing to our YouTube channels will also help you discover new shows that we are sure you will love. Since you're already tuned into the drama channel, since you're watching the Days of Our Lives after show, you might also be interested in Better Call Saul, Greenleaf, Orange is the New Black, Yellowstone, and like we said at the beginning of the hour, we have after shows for other soaps, Young and the Restless and General Hospital. And remember, we have channels for all other genres too, comedies, sci-fi, all of it. Please do not be shy about subscribing to them. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be worried. They're optional. Your phone, your device will not be blowing up. It's easy to do. Just hit the subscribe button now for an easier AfterBuzz experience. And let us know how we did in the comments, and we may thank you on air. Thank you for being the best fans. We promise to continue to do our best to serve you.
This announcement brought to you by the kind folks here at AfterBuzz TV. All right. Moving right along, we got some tidbits, and we're coming up to the Abigail, Chad, Gabby,
It's hard to
JJ
pick
storyline.
the tidbits because all of the storylines that were featured weren't really like back burner. They all kind of got even amount of time. But
Yeah.
I can only pick 3.
Right.
So from Ben, we go back to Abigail, Chad, Gabby. JJ was involved. Kayla, Jennifer, Rafe all had a hand in this storyline this week. So the big news we got.
Welcome, Kate Mansi.
Welcome back, Kate Mansi.
As we were saying before the show started, I like the way that they introduced her back into the show. I'm glad that they didn't make a big deal out of it because I know that you hate the cheesy lines.
I know. I was like, we don't need to make it the elephant in the room does not need to be addressed.
Yeah. I like that, she was just kind of covered up and everything. And then we got a peek of her on Thursday and then her full-fledged of her on Friday. And then kudos to Kate Mansi because she's coming in at this time where she her first scene out the gate, she had to be so emotional and everything and had to
every scene that her first episode Friday was really she was really
it was intense. Yeah. So kudos to her.
Yes.
Gabby is celebrating right now that everything is going her way. Kate still seems
Kate's
annoyed.
still no bitch.
Well, and now Kate is really you completely tried my life because Gabby has now made Kate lie to Rafe about seeing Gabby, the altar.
I like Kate was now you've made me lie to the police, and Gabby was like, oh my god, the police is my brother.
Right. It's like lying to my brother. That was hilarious. I like that Kayla picked up on the whole drug thing and basically flat out was like, I'm just going to ask you, did you drug Abigail?
Kayla had kind of a feisty, it came out of nowhere, fight against Stefan. To me, it came out of nowhere.
Well,
Remember
I feel
that scene?
I feel like though that this is probably the first time she's seen him since Steve went to jail.
Oh, could be.
And especially him coming out and being like, I told you no visitors.
Oh,
She's
like
like,
bossy,
don't you come up in my face when you got my husband locked up over you. But we now know that he seemed really confused about it and was like, what? Like he had no idea what was happening.
So maybe it wasn't him. We'll see.
There's a tidbit for you.
So sorry, I went a little off the rails there. So
Stefan and Ben?
Where were we?
Oh.
I lost my train of thought. So we were talking about Abigail. So the scenes between Abigail and Chad, Abigail feels betrayed.
As she should.
As she should, because she's not crazy. But I feel like the fact that she's being locked up, not for being locked up for being crazy, even though she's not, is making her crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And now she called Stefan and is all like, "It's me, baby," and she did her little off the shoulder.
When she did that, I said, "Oh,
Yeah.
what is she cooking up?"
Yeah.
I was like, she must be doing something. I felt like it was an Elphaba moment. If none of you have seen Wicked, it's very Elphaba. Like, okay, fine. If I'm gonna be if you're gonna call me Wicked, then I'll be wicked.
Yeah.
If you're gonna call me crazy, I'll be crazy.
Yeah. So I think this is like she's playing with him and gonna try something. So
yeah, she's thought of something. I mean, she has a lot of time to think in solitary.
Yeah.
So there's that.
We talked about Stefan and Ben already.
Yep.
Kayla and Kate had a moment in one episode where it wasn't really an argument, but Kate confronted Kayla about
telling Roman
feeding the info to Stefan. Remember?
What?
Kate confronted Kayla because Kate knows that Kayla gave the info to the pictures of her and Ted to Stefan, remember? That was a whole point that I forgot too. And so they had Kate and Kayla had that conversation.
Oh yeah, right.
So that was a tidbit. It wasn't really a fight. It was just kind of a passive aggressive conversation.
Notice it went over my head.
Yep.
So
all right. That's it.
And that was your week of Days of Our Lives. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, which is our segment, which are our segments. English 101. And we'll start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award.
Oh, snap!
All right. So I know you guys are probably thinking and suggesting, oh, is it Leo coming back? Is it, oh, we didn't discuss Claire and Ben adjusting her tie because everyone had an issue with that. And I was just like, I think Ben sometimes just uses his cray-crayness to his advantage. Like, don't mess with me. Remember what I did.
I think he is. He's
which is not a way to redeem yourself, but sometimes you got to check people.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people thought that was going to be my 3 snaps. But what everyone overlooked was this cute little couple of weeks old baby who was ready for her photo op and said, "Oh, you need a picture for mommy? Bam, peace out. What's up, mama? Doing good over here in the hospital."
Deuces.
I saw that and I thought it was the cutest thing ever. I was like, Charlotte, you better give face. You better let your mama know, hey, I'm up in this hospital, but doing good, doing great. How are you? So my 3 Snaps Award goes to little Charlotte for knowing how to smile and give face in a photo. Charlotte gives Tony's official 3 Snaps Award.
Oh, snap!
And now, we don't have Mark's quote of the week.
He's not allowed to have a quote of the week after his last one for a while.
Because he literally did a video just for Billy Flynn. Michael Madison's not happy.
Banned for a month.
But I can tell you what we
like
do
I have the power to
have
do that.
Is oh my God, I shook and everything shook with it. Note to self. All right, hailing from all the way in Palm of the Springs.
We're gonna say what it was first.
We have
Tammy. Okay, so Tammy's not here. She's in Palm Springs. We have her designer days, which was Tyler Christopher Stefan in this blue suit, and now we have Tammy to discuss her choice.
Here we go. All the way from Palm Springs, and she always gives a good background for her videos. Makes us all jealous that
she
she's
doesn't have
there.
a drink though.
No, she kept it classy.
Hello, everyone from Palm Springs, California. This is Designer Days in the Desert. You know, if you're going to be one of Salem's pariah, then why not do it in style? In this royal blue blazer and crisp black tailored collared shirt, Tyler Christopher as Stefan DiMera is the perfect blend of danger and dashing. Want to give a shout out to my boys in the studio, Michael Madison, Tony Moore. I will see you guys next week and everyone else. That's it for...
Oh, she did great. She gave a cue. She was like, that's it for, but then she didn't realize that there's like a couple of buttons that you have to do. Yeah. So that has been... All right. And now it's time for...
Nope, not that one.
Close enough. The other one.
There we go.
Caption I'm just waiting for the day that Steve is like, listen, this is too many buttons in this show. Y'all are cray-cray.
I ain't doing it.
But we appreciate you, Steve.
I know,
Thank
right?
you.
Oh, all of our insanity. Okay.
Yes.
So this week's caption that is of Leo having himself some not humble pie, just some pie, making himself at home. And this week's caption goes to Dawn of 2001 on Instagram with his caption, Jason Biggs had way more fun with pie. Too bad Days is on network TV. If nobody gets that, it's a reference to the movie American Pie, where someone did something inappropriate with a pie.
I caught
but
it.
You got it. So
I caught it, and I'm pretty sure other people did too. And that has been Caption That.
I started bobbing like it was the fan of the week. I started going like, oh wait, no.
Oh, wait, do we have a fan of the week?
I pulled up iTunes because I forgot to pull one.
Well, while we do that, we do have one.
Okay.
It's now time for
DISHIN Days Fan of the Week. Woohoo!
Okay, so there's two recent reviews on iTunes. I'm pretty sure we did one of them. So I think we did Brandy Joy last time. So I'm going to do Grammy 220 from October 30th, 2018. I look forward each week to listening. Great perspective on the storylines. So funny.
Oh, I love it.
5 stars.
Look at that.
Love,
See?
love. She says, love, love, love DISHIN Days.
See what happens when you go on iTunes?
Yeah.
There you go.
It's so easy.
You become our
Fan of the Week.
Woohoo!
Love it. All right. And now it's time for
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, news and gossip is a little light this week, but we have a couple things to mention. Our friends Paul and Keith at Starstruck Fan Events will be holding an event in Atlanta in 2019. The events will take place February 9th and 10th at the Clarion Inn and Suites in downtown Atlanta. So far, they have 3 actors scheduled to attend: Galen Gehring, who plays Rafe, and from YNR, Jordi Vilasuso, and Michael Mueller, who plays Kyle, I think, on YNR. Anyway, so yes, February 9th and 10th, Atlanta, Georgia. For more information, you can visit starstruckfanevents.com or follow Starstruck Fans 2 on Twitter. They will keep you updated on who's planning to attend and all that good stuff.
They're going to be announcing more people, so tune in.
They usually have like 5 or 6 per event. So,
Yeah.
And we want to give a DISHIN Days congratulations to Marcy Miller and her husband Ryan, who celebrated their 10th wedding anniversary this weekend. They had a big party last night. Many of her Days co-stars were in attendance. You may have seen them on Instagram. Billy Flynn, Camila Banus, Sal Sowers, and Lamont Archie were all in attendance. Lamont.
He's going to get you.
I know.
Lamone, I didn't do it. I did not do it. I didn't do it. Not it.
Lamone. Wow. Anyways, congratulations to the happy couple, and we wish you many more years of wedded bliss.
Yay! So you guys,
10
make
years
sure
is
you
a
go.
feat.
It is. Make sure you go show Marcy and her husband some love.
Yes.
The Insta stories looked amazing last night, and everyone looked like they
party.
had. Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, 10 years. That's something to
Yeah, that is a-
celebrate.
yeah,
That's
you're
like
right,
that's like a milestone. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of our show where we give you a sneak peek into what's going to happen on next week's episodes of Days of Our Lives.
I thought you were just friends.
You didn't want to. Why should I let this hot piece of business go to waste?
You made Lonnie think that we had sex.
You're welcome.
Days, NBC weekdays.
See,
Okay.
that's a good friend. Sheila's like, I know you like her, so I'm going to make her, because she's like, I'm a woman.
Yeah.
I know if she gets jealous, she going to want you now. And now she's like, bloop, you welcome. I love Sheila. Sheila and I could be homies.
Yeah. We have 5 minutes left.
We do.
Shoot. Do we have time for calls or no?
I feel like we have time for one.
All right.
But I don't even know if it's pulled up. Oh.
No.
Well, let's just look in the chat and see what everyone in the chat is talking about, and give a shout out to some people, and then wrap this up in a bow and let people go on.
Jeannie Teresa, Days need some nude scenes with Ben. Okay, I'll ship that.
Well, I don't think anyone will.
No one's gonna argue about that.
Yeah. Jeannie said, and I'm sorry, Chelsea Brown says she misses Marcy. Oh. Scott Holston was not impressed by that promo. He said, meh.
Meh on that promo.
Meh. How do you feel about Eli and Lonnie? Do we want to see them together?
I do. I just wish they would write something more for them. It's been so like boring, and I feel like that Lamone and Sal are worth more than they're being written. You know what I mean?
But you know what? I think from Lonnie's perspective, it's like, I don't want to get involved with someone just because there's a lot of emotions behind it. Like, they had a baby that passed.
Yeah.
And of course, there's like that closeness that they shared, but it's kind of like, I don't want that to be the reason why we're together.
Okay.
But I think that she did have some underlining feelings for him, but I think she needed more time to sort them out.
That would make sense. I just wish we would I don't think they're not addressing that though. You know what I mean? Like they're not making it apparent to us that that's what's happening, if that's what's happening.
Oh, Tania1211 has the perfect idea, which is, how about Leo and Maxine's son? Oh, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, loving it.
Watch next week or the week after. If some man's gonna come to Salem.
If some man pops up in Salem as Leo's man, you know what? I'll give up. I will give up. I will give up. All right.
I like Me World says no nude scenes, please. This is NBC, not Pornhub.
Well, okay.
Let us live, Me World. We want to see some tail. Just kidding.
Let's see. Kimi says Ilani is not boring. I'm bored with Wilson, but I'm open enough to give it a chance. Huh. Well, I think both couples are going to have, some spicing up to do. We have a question. Deanna Brown says, "Hi guys, great show. If you guys could have one actor, who would you want? Oh, what is like?
I don't see that question.
Like, have them how though? Like, have them here in the studio, or like if they could be our pretend boyfriend for the day?"
Christopher Sean. That'd be mine, if that's the question.
I feel like I have a list. So like, if Christopher Sean wasn't available, then I would go like.
You have a tier. You have a tier.
I don't know if it's a tier. It's just kind of like, then that makes me sound like the town whore. But
well, no, because you're not gonna go with all of them.
You're right.
You're giving yourself choices.
True. I will say my top 3 would be Christopher Sean, Greg Vaughn, and top 4, Eric Martsolf. No, top 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid choices.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna stick with Christopher Sean.
Well, then apparently I have to go to my other 2.
You have to go. Yeah.
That's why I had to have a
Number
top 3.
2. But okay, so the other side of the question: who would we have in studio, like if we had our pick?
Oh,
because we've had. I mean, you've had a lot before I started, but
who would you want?
Marcy Miller, I think. I feel like she would be a good interview.
I would love to have Suzanne Rogers come in.
Suzanne and Judy together again.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious. But also John Aniston.
Oh,
I'd love to have him.
He would be so good.
And just like chit chat with him and be very sarcastic. Yeah.
But do you think John Aniston is as sarcastic as Victor? I don't think so.
Everyone, as an actor, everyone has a small quality about them that they insert into their character. So I feel like he's probably a very funny man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he'd be a good one. I bet he'd have some good stories too.
Oh, and Christian Alfonso I would just want to watch James come in and just interview her. So that's still my hope.
Marlon Wallace, exit interviews for Marcy Miller and Christopher Sean.
Bam. Okay, we're going to try to make that happen.
Yes,
Speaking of exits, that's what we're going to have to do now. Michael Mattis, let everyone know where they can find you.
You can find me on the Twitter at MLMattis1 and on Instagram at MLMattis.
And you can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com. And you can find all of us at DISHIN Days on Instagram and Facebook or _DISHIN Days on Twitter. We will see you guys next Sunday for another full recap of NBC's Days of Our Lives, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Bye, everybody.
Y'all.
Thanks all.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.